Good morning. It's Friday the 10th of August 2018. Welcome to this morning's United Kingdom tour, coming to you from Chapel Hill in Lincolnshire. Very good morning to you. A little bit cold last night, wasn't it? Oh gosh, we're used to this heat here. And then suddenly it's all gone. But it's not just gone a little bit, whoosh, down it went. Blimey. And for a short period of time, I've been looking, see, I've got a gas fire here in the caravan. And the gas fire was installed it's a new gas fire. Now, I was talking to the people down a couple of caravans along, I've mentioned this a couple of times, about, I was thinking of having central heating, and they both told me not to bother until I've gone through the winter to see how it is, because this apparently is a warm caravan, and plus they said the gas fire is quite new. So of course I've been looking at this gas fire. I wonder how much heat it actually chucks out. Now, it's years since I've sat in front of a gas fire. The last time I was a child getting ready for work. I was a child. I was like 21 years old, getting ready for work in front of Mum and Dad's gas fire. We had a place in Roehampton, 2 flats up like that. And there was nothing better because we had no central heating in the flat. None at all. It was a 3-bedroomed masonette. And there was no central heating. The only heating in the entire place was a little fan heater that Mum used to take from one room to the other, right? And the gas fire that was in the living room. That was it. Hot water came from an electric immersion heater, which you just flick on, click. And you'd have to wait like 10 hours for the damn water to heat up. So it's years. Last night, I was, after I had visitors last night, which I'll come to in a minute. Last night, after my visitors went, I feel a little bit chilly now because I had a lot of people here last night. It's all right, I was going to say not a noisy party. I'll come to that a little bit later. But it was quite warm, and when they left, it very quickly got a little bit chilly. So I thought, now is the time to say goodbye. So, right, oh, by the way, thank you, those of you that are new to the show, welcome along. I do come to your messages a little bit later on, okay? I like to get the story out first. If I keep referring to messages, you'd never get the story, so they'll be coming up shortly as well, all right? So they left, okay? And I thought, I'm going to try out the fire. So you got to push it in. I'm not used to working a gas fire anymore. You push it in and turn it, and you can hear it. Psst. Now, at that point, on fires and gas cookers and things like that, because I've got a gas cooker here as well. It all comes off 2 large, very large bottles that are around the side. They're ever so high, these bottles. I'll take a picture of it at some point and show you. I've got 2 around the side of the caravan, you see. So the gas comes from there. So I turned on the fire. You push it in and turn it around. And it goes, click, click. Nothing happened. I can hear, oh my God, I'm going to be gassed. So I quickly turned it off. Then I tried it again. Click, click. No, still no flame. I thought, don't say it's not working. I tried another couple of times, and I think on the 4th time I went click, and it burst into life. It must have been normal air in the pipe, possibly, that was infecting the gas. That's perhaps why it wouldn't start so quickly. So anyway, on it came, and it burst into life. And there's these blue flames, and I turned it right up, and there it is, glowing up. Am I banging against something here? What is that noise? I can hear something here. I'm rattling. It's like a rocking chair, like Val Dunican. And some of my best friends are songs. Some of them old ones, some of them new. Anyway, so the gas fire is now on, and at the moment it's blue. And I thought, that's nice. So I put my hands in front of it. I thought, that doesn't feel very warm. Now, isn't it instant? Isn't it instant? Like if you put on an electric fire, within 10 seconds, this bar in the middle is glowing red and chucking off enormous lots of heat. Anyway, I thought I'll stick with it. So I'm watching this thing on the telly, and the fire is glowing away. And I made a cup of tea, and I come back, and by now, the fire is orange. And I've got, it's lovely. And I can feel this heat coming off the fire. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to need central heating in here. I already asked the neighbours a few doors along, would you leave the gas fire on all night? Which reply said, well, why would you want to do that? I said, well, in the winter it'd be very cold. She said, have you not got a heater in the bedroom? And I'm like, well, yeah. She said, well, you just have that on. See, I'm not used to that. I don't understand that. That's foreign to me. That's foreign to me. You would only heat up the room you got. Well, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? It's only because we're all used to being at home and flicking a switch and the whole house starts to be heated. It's probably an awful waste of money to do that when you think about it, isn't it? You only need to heat one blooming room. So it was lovely. And would you like, I've done a very, very short 3-second video of my gas fire, which I'm very, very excited about. I can't wait for it to be a cold night and for me to turn that on and just be sitting in front of it. I even got off the settee for a while and laid on the nice carpet in front of it. Oh, it's lovely. Sitting in front of a... Have you got a gas fire at home? Who's got a gas fire at home? Have you got one? It's so much better than something to eating. Here, look, here. There it is. Look at that. Look at that glowing. And that was chucking off some heat yesterday, let me tell you that. Oh, yes. I thoroughly recommend all homes should be installing gas fires in future. There we are. So very nice indeed. I didn't get to meet Tom Edwards, unfortunately, yesterday. After we spoke yesterday morning, I was on my way to my sister's. And I rang up Tom. I said, "You all right for this afternoon?" He said, "Chris, I'm ever so sorry." He said, "I've got the worst cold ever." He said, "And if I give this to you, you're not going to be able to work." He said, "So let's call it off for a week." Well, unfortunately, I'm not here next week, so I'll probably do it the week after. So I didn't meet Tom Edwards yesterday from Thames Television and Radio City from many years ago. But that's how it is. So that's okay. We'll meet again in the future. So I went over my sister's house. I needed to buy some paint anyway. I needed to buy some paint. Went over to my sister's house. There was great-nephew George, great-niece Emily, and great-nephew baby James were there. So Chris Reardon was the pram pusher yesterday. And quite frankly, I think small children being pushed in prams by great-uncle Chris have a far greater experience than if they're being pushed by nannies or mothers. Because great-uncle Chris likes to go fast. And I like to turn corners at speed. So fast sometimes that the pram tips over onto 2 wheels. You know, like that. Well, baby James said, oh, be careful, be careful. Oh, for God's sake, what's all this be careful business? We want to have a laugh. George and Emily thought it was hilarious. George and their great-nephew George and great-niece Emily, they were on their bikes. And my niece, for some reason, seems to think I wind them up all the time. Now, why do I look like someone who would wind up small children all the time? Do I look like someone like that? Do I? Do I? Come on, be honest. You know, and they were cycling along. And now and again, my pram would accidentally go in front of their bikes so they couldn't get past. They seem to be getting a little bit angry. Honestly, George and Emily, we're only having a bit of fun. And then I went to cross the road and my sister, no, wait. Oh, like I can't see the car coming. God's sake, man. It's so much. If you were a child, believe me, you would want to be in a pram being pushed by me. That is true. So we went into the cake shop. By now it's about lunchtime, okay? They've got the most wonderful cake shop here, just down the road in Woodhall Spa. So we popped in there, and the children got like a chocolate dinosaur. The children had a chocolate dinosaur each. Now what? No, hang on a minute. That's incorrect. Emily, she had a chocolate robot, and George, I think possibly a chocolate crocodile. Oh, I had a cheese salad row. Slimming World Light coming on. Warning, cheese and bread have been detected. And from there we went into the co-op. And in the co-op, my sister bought cheese and onion rolls. Now, I've had to have a word with her about this. And I've had to warn her now, if my Slimming World thing, if my weight gets out of control, be coming up here, and her bringing around little gifts, which are absolutely delightful, but I don't think she gets it. She doesn't get it. I cannot allow myself to put on weight again. I haven't done a year at Slimming World to start putting it all back on again. Now, if it gets out of control, or if I'm not under my target range before I'm due to come up here, I won't come. Otherwise, it'll get out of control again. So I've had to make her a promise to not bring me round little bags of these absolutely delicious cheese and onion rolls. Not allowed. What would the great Linda... Oh, Linda texted me last night. Linda from Queen of All of Slimming World in Wokingham. Haven't seen you for a couple of weeks. Well, of course, I'm up here now on a Tuesday, so I can't come. So she misses me. She misses me. But my sister brings me these little treats, and they are so nice. But I can't have them, I'm afraid, sis. Don't know if you're watching this morning. I can't have them, I'm afraid. The co-op at the moment seems to be under a plague of wasps. Inside and out as well. They've got a bit of a wasp problem in there. Not, well, I say in there. They seem to be everywhere at the moment. I've never seen so many wasps in all my life, I tell you. Last year and the year before, I don't think I saw a single wasp. Maybe one or two in my garden in Bracknell. This year, they are everywhere. They're following you down there with the pram, buzzing around all the time. I've had them here outside the caravan, but they're all over the co-op. A lot out. You go past the co-op with the pram, they're all over the place, buzzing around. Oh, they're horrible things. Absolutely horrible things. And they're inside, they're getting into the co-op as well. We noticed a few flying around inside, but in particular by the chewing gum section. I mean, I'd like to see a wasp having some chewing gum, but there we are. So horrible things. In fact, there's a little story in the Mirror this morning, and it says Britain is under attack from lager lout wasps going on stinging rampages simply because they're drunk. You're going to love this. This was in the Mirror yesterday, I think, actually. Lager lout wasps have been going on stinging rampages about the UK after getting drunk, experts warned. Boozy wasps have been feeding on fermented fruit because their normal food source has dried up and are attacking everything they can. Now, I've been very lucky so far. I haven't been stung yet. I've managed to get a few under my shoe. Oh, yes. Because wasps, they're not always that fast, are they? Some flies, I mean, there's certain flies are faster than other flies. I've noticed this. Those horrible, great big fat black things seem to be ever so quick that were invading my house a little while ago. Experts say at this time of the year, the adult wasps are left with less food and nothing to do after the young have flown the nest, so they go down the pub. Basically, the Sussex Wildlife Trust has revealed that a genetic trait in wasps' short lives forces them to pursue booze and alcoholic decaying fruit at this time of the year. They're all pissed. The wasps are all drunk. Apparently, a tight band around their abdomen stops them from eating a conventional diet of flies in later life, and they become hooked on sugar. Making things worse, hive queens eventually stop laying larvae, which produce a sugar spit that adult wasps rely on. And in the Daily Mirror, there's some blown up pictures of... Oh, can you just imagine meeting a wasp, right? That is the same size as the same size as you. Oh, they're ghastly things. It says, as a result, wasps are sent into a frenzy at the height of summer, leaving desperate swarms out for search of human food. Decaying fruit and small sips of pub garden cider has enough booze to get wasps drunk, sending them into a sting rage. Sting rage. Sting... You know what I mean. Pest control expert Shane Jones is rushed off his feet this summer, dealing with more massive wasp nests than ever before because the wasp season has started 6 weeks early. They're just awful things. Awful things. So be careful, boys and girls. The wasps are attacking, okay? The wasps are attacking. So after that, we then popped into my niece's hairdresser's. She was cutting some hair. And... I think she was colouring a lady's hair. And while she's doing it, this boy popped in. I kid you not. It was either 14 or 15, I think. And he had this tight perm in his hair. Well, it turns out that my niece had permed his hair. He'd gone in for hair, had his hair done. She'd permed his hair, I think, a couple of days before or something. He's turned up at the hairdresser's with a big bunch of flowers, hasn't he? 14 years old. My niece is 30. I said, oh, I bought these for cutting your hair. And I thought, oh, how sweet. And I could see in his eyes, he'd fallen in love with my niece. And he was, aren't they funny, teenage boys? And I could see he had that look at it. I don't know if my niece spotted it or not. And my sister didn't spot it either, because she would have noticed. But he had that look of love in his eyes. And he couldn't take his eyes off her. I was watching him. 14 or 15 years. Bless his little heart. What a nice thing to do. Buy someone a bunch of flowers like that for doing like a job, which I suppose he paid for and all that, you know. Lovely thing to do. So we sat there and had our sandwiches and bits and pieces. That was nice. And then after that, I wanted to get some paint, didn't I? So I'd already sort of got an idea what colours I wanted. And I've got a couple of pictures to show you, boys and girls. Okay, a couple of pictures coming up. So we went in the paint shop and selected 2 colours from colour chart. My sister said I should take the colour things out. So I've got baby James in the pram and the other 2 are in there on their bikes. Now my sister's got to go out the shop. She said, right, keep an eye on the baby. Okay. Well, within a minute of her leaving, it starts. Yeah, screaming its head off. Oh dear. Baby James, he missed Nanny, didn't he? Even I don't think I was giving him much attention either, because I was trying to deal with the paint. Now my sister had told me to take the little paint charts outside to see what it looks like in the light. So I did that. And I selected 2 colours. Yellow. No, I beg your pardon. Blue for the bedroom. And I wanted, I think, mauve for the living room. But I got the mauve. And I took it outside. And I wasn't sure of the mauve. Like violet, mauve, purpley colour. You know, that sort of thing. So I came back in and I said, what do you think of that? She said, I think that'd be too dark for the living room. And very quickly I agreed with her, which is unusual for me to actually agree with my sister. I'll tell you that now. That's a very unusual thing for me to agree with my sister. So I had another, I said, do you know what? I think we'll go with the yellow. Or green. No, green. I looked at yellow. I wasn't sure about yellow. To me, that's a kitchen colour, isn't it? I wanted bright colours. I like bright colours. I don't like magnolia, grey. I don't like neutral colours. I like bright colours. My house in Bracknell, it's got red, it's got purple, it's got yellow. That's what I want. Bright colours. So I selected a green. I'm going to show the colours in a minute. So I selected a green. And then George, great nephew George, was back in the shop now. He was fascinated by the machine that makes the paint. Oh, yes. So the bloke gets this tin out, which is like a whitey, creamy colour type thing. And then he does things on this machine. Little colours drop in. And then he puts it in this machine and it shakes it. It's like that. And I said to George, I asked him if he wanted to have a go inside the machine, and he said no. And I said, let's put Emily in the machine. No, I'm not going in that machine. I'm so awful, aren't I? Oh, I'm terrible. So, got the paint, and here are the colours that I selected. You may not like these. If you're someone who's a bit neutral, you know, I have to say a bit boring. If you're a boring person who likes neutral colours, or, you know, something, or if you're a snowflake, you're not going to like these. If you're a snowflake, you're not going to like these. Ready? Right, here's the blue for the bedroom. What do you reckon? Notice the finger mark there, okay? Can you see that? See that finger mark? Because some small child decided to touch that after my sister had painted the test section. Of course, don't worry, I certainly found that finger mark later on my bedside cabinet. And I said to my sister, make sure you paint it high up, because the children, oh no, they know not to touch those. Oh yeah, who knew better, sis? They did touch it, and now it's on my bedside cabinet, which you couldn't get off last night because it's already dried. So that's the blue for the bedroom. And here comes the colour for the living room. This will be a bit bright for some of you. Look at that. That's the colour for the living room. So green for the living room and blue for the bedroom. Okay. They're the colours that we selected in the paint shop. Oh, I meant to say Hayley and Casey came in the hairdressers as well. They're my sister's great nieces and great nephews, or nieces and nephews. I'm not sure what is the. Well, I'm never good with family names or anything like that. So that was it. So that was our afternoon. Came back to the caravan. On the way back to the caravan, Sylvie, she is the site owner. She was at the gate. She said, "Hello, Chris. How are you?" I said, "I'm really well." She said, "How are you liking it on the site?" I said, "I love it. I absolutely love it." And she said, "Here, we've got something for you." And she had a boy with her, a young boy, probably her grandson, I would imagine. And she gave me the pound. I said, "Well, what's that for?" She said, "That's the pound you dropped outside the office 3 weeks ago." Wow, that's the honesty here. And I said, "I'll say what, keep that, give that to the boy." And I give it to the boy. Of course, he wouldn't take it from me. He probably told not to take things from strangers, so I said, "There you go, give that to your boy and tell him to get an ice cream or something like that." That's what the ice creams are here, £1. None of this London crap, £2.75, or there's a place in where I get an ice cream from. There's a garden centre in Bracknell down the road, and they're like £3. What are they now? £3.80 for a tub. I kid you not. £3.80 for a tub of ice cream in Bracknell. Here, £2. And if I'll have a large one, please. Oh, that's £2. The bloke fills up the tub, which is in Bracknell. They fill out the tub. That's the size of the tub, and they fill it up to there. Not here. The bloke comes around in his little ice cream truck thing, and there's the tub, and it's like that. I kid you not. He uses the tub like a cone. You have a large one, it's like that. £2, please, with a flake in. Thank you very much. I hope he comes around this afternoon before I have my afternoon sleep. I really do. Oh dear. So she got me the £1 there. She was saying how much I liked. I was saying to her how much I liked it here, particularly the peace and quiet. So here comes the rest of the story, right? Particularly the peace and quiet. And she said, "Well, you are very lucky. That spot you've got is very quiet there." So then I came back here, had a little sleep, got up around about 6 o'clock. I'd done my dinner, some roast potatoes, vegetables, gravy and corn steaks. And then I'm sitting there having my dinner, and I heard a commotion outside. A commotion. When I say commotion, a car pulling up on my stone. I've got it's all surrounded by little stones, not tiny stones, like large stones. So if someone walks over it, you can hear anyone coming. In particular, cars. I thought, oh, someone's pulled up, and then another one, like that. And I looked out the window. There's 3 cars, including mine, parked now outside my caravan. Who was it? It was my sister appearing. My sister and her husband and my niece and baby James. I thought, oh no, not baby James. There's going to be baby juice everywhere in the caravan. And then there was George and there was Emily. Emily wanders in with an open bottle of Coca-Cola on my carpet. Oh God, I could see it going over any moment now. Mess, dear, mess in the caravan. So I had to say to her, "You go on the shiny bit in the kitchen where it can be wiped off easily." And I had to keep reminding her of that during her entire visit while she was here. Great niece Emily. So we all came in, and it was lovely actually. The rabble arrived. A little bit later on, Jimmy Butler arrived, and I think my niece then changed the baby's nappy, except she didn't change it. She just removed the old one. So now we've got baby James running around naked on my new carpet. Oh, and I was just waiting for something to leak out of the child. Oh, I said, well, hang on a minute. How do you know he's going to, does it, if he goes, does it just happen? She said, yeah, usually. I thought, oh my God, please. And of course I couldn't say anything. I didn't want to say, please put a nappy on the child. Do you know what I mean? Oh, because any moment now there was going to be a dump in the middle of my floor or something leaking out any of the holes. Very, very frightening. And if that wasn't bad enough, there was her with her Coca-Cola. And then nephew Jimmy Butler arrives from work. He's 21 and arrives from work in dusty clothes. Dusty clothes after fixing cars and things like that. Dust pouring all over my floor as he walks through. Well, at least he took his shoes off. You think that's a good thing? You haven't smelt his feet. Oh, God's sake, dear. Oh, it was like a bomb site in here by the time they finished. When they left, the Hoover came. 4 times I had to hoover that carpet. That kept me warm for a while before I had to turn on the gas fire. It was fab having everyone come round like that, I tell you. You don't need the telly on. They provide their own entertainment. The 2 hours of worry, waiting for something to be knocked over or something like that. And then at the corner of my eye, I noticed George had started pulling apart my Lego, which you saw in the picture. Never mind. And then the baby James, and then the noise starts. Just randomly screaming. You know, on a level of 1 to 10, it got to about 8. Fortunately, my neighbours are not here at the moment, so they couldn't hear anything. Then my sister did the paint testing on the wall. I showed you that a little bit earlier on. Hope you like the colours, incidentally. They went about 9:30. They left here around about 9:30 at night, all of them. And I watched a Netflix film. I think it was Extermination or Exterminate, something like that. I won't tell you the whole story, but there's like, it looked, when you start watching it, it's like humans on Earth are being attacked by aliens. But as you continue to watch it, that's not exactly the story. It's very, very good, actually. So watch that on Netflix. I've got this gadget now. I've got no internet here, only 4G and 3G. I tether to you. I have to tether to you, and I've only got so much of that. But on my phone, I've got unlimited data. So I've got this gadget. I haven't got it with me. I've got a little gadget from Apple. They're not cheap. 50 quid. I know, 50 quid. All it is a bit of plastic like that and a wire. 50 quid that was, but it allows me to use my free data on the iPhone, and I plug in and I can watch iPlayer and Netflix like that without having to buy an internet connection. So brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So watch that if you get a chance. All right, Extermination or Exterminate on Netflix, something like that. Alrighty, now shall I read some of your messages now? It's time to read some of your messages. Here we go, gang. First message of the day, I believe, went to Adam the Plumber this morning. A very good morning to Adam the Plumber, who's making an appearance here. Not here, but down in Bracknell at my place on Sundays, putting a bathroom in for me. So I shall, I don't know if you're still there at the moment, Adam. I know you were with us at the beginning of the show. But I shall, of course, be doing you Slimming World meals while you were here. How fabulous is that? Perhaps you'd like to, I don't know if you like spicy food. Would you like to try some of my campfire stew, perhaps? That would be quite nice. Good morning to Vectis Humphrey. Good morning, Vectis. Morning. Hello to Amy on Humbert Hill, who is in the USA. Good morning, Amy. Matthew Joplin. Good morning, Matty, who's about to transform his DJing from an 80s DJ, I think, into a 90s DJ and doing other pop stuff. One of the places the only place he works at is changing formats, which is always a little bit of a worry, to be honest, but that's what he is. He is a DJ. Good morning, Matty. Ray Reynolds, House of Fraser, we're doomed. Incredibly sad story about House of Fraser. I've got the news story actually up in front of me, which I'll go to in a minute after I've read your messages out. All right. Good morning to Brendan Brady fan over on the YouTube. I think Maureen's with us as well this morning. I saw something flash up on there. Let's not leave you till the end, Maureen. Sorry, darling. Maureen. Good morning, Maureen, who texts in. Don't forget, you can always text in if you want to. If you can't get to a computer, 07551 259 675. 07551 259 675 is the text in number. Okay, Matthew said people are moaning about the cold now. I give up. Oh, it's not that cold, for God's sake. It's not that cold. And if you're cold, put a jumper on or put the fire on. I loved laying in front of that gas fire last night, I tell you. That was lovely. Brendan Brady fan, may I ask how long you're planning on keeping your facial hair? It will be as long as a beard, like your best friend Ronnie. No, it certainly won't be as long as a beard. It certainly won't. It must be kept trim. I've got to get one of them things. Bzzz. I will get one probably tomorrow, because my mate's over tomorrow. Ronnie's over tomorrow. I've also got to go and get the keys because I've got tenants moving out of one of the flats I've got down south. And then I'll go and get one of those things and keep that. This is a little bit long now, I think, really. Want it kept a little bit shorter. I think you've got to do it every couple of days. I'll see how it goes, all right? So certainly don't want it to get too long. Amy says it was 108 Fahrenheit here in America yesterday. Oh, that's too much. That's got to be about 35 centigrade, that has, Amy. That's too hot for me. How hot? It's hot everywhere at the moment, isn't it? Or it has been. Hello to Jason Shaw, who's loving the shirt. Thank you, Jason. This will be taken home and getting washed tonight, let me tell you that. Paul Mosley in Birmingham. Good morning. Morning, Paul. Hello to Tyler Donnelly, who's an actor. Good morning, Tyler. Welcome to the show. Matthew, have you ever been stung by a bee or any insects? Yes, I've been stung by a bee and a wasp. A bee and a wasp. And the wasp I stood on. And I got a pain suddenly in my foot. And I thought, oh, what's that? What have I stood on there? Like a spike. And there was like a squashed wasp under my foot. Very, very painful. Not nice at all. A mosquito. I haven't been stung by a mosquito. Oh, well, not really mosquitoes, are they, in this country? What are they, midges? Are they the things that bite you? They're horrible. And they come out all red and inflamed. Horrible. Paul likes the shirt as well. Did I get it from a charity shop? Yeah, they only sold tea towels in there. So I sewed a few together, Paul. And that's how they look. Morning to Hayley. Hayley made an appearance at the hairdressers. Hayley's up in Woodall Spa as well. Good morning, Hayley. Paul says the stubble does look good. Okay. Well, that is, as I say, that's probably as long as I want it to go. I don't want it to go any longer than that. I don't like beards like this. Oh, it's just horrible. People get them caught in their food and everything, don't they? What do they do? Brush the food out afterwards or something like that, perhaps? Thank you, those of you that have taken the time and trouble also to share the show to your walls. That's always greatly appreciated, all right? Thank you. SOS Gregorian, good morning, sir. Hayley likes the blue colour. Let's just show that again to people. I'm painting my bedroom here in the caravan in this colour. There we are. Isn't that lovely? Hopefully that child's finger mark will disappear. So that's the colour. Hayley likes that. Thank you. Diane likes the colours as well. Oh, did I show the green? Let me show the green again. Where's the green? There we are. There's the green. That's in the living room. Now, I was going to go for... I did say to my sister, would blue look all right? She said no. She said, I think green and brown in the living room. And that's it. I chose the colours myself. What I've done before in the house is chosen colours. And unfortunately listen to other people who might have said, oh, that's a bit bright, or oh, no, I don't like that, or I don't like that. And you mustn't, if you want to choose colours, you mustn't listen to other people. You really mustn't. If you want a living room with yellow walls and pink dots all over it with green stripes, then you must have that. Don't listen to anyone else. You're the one living there. So if someone comes around, oh, don't like the living room, well, get out the house then. Sling your hook. If that's what you want in your house, you damn well go and do it. Don't listen. Don't ask for other people's opinions unless it's like, oh, shall I have the green or the blue in here? And they might say the blue. But if you really want the green, go for the green. Now, sometimes that's a bit different, you know. My sister, she said, just choose the colours. I said, well, I don't know what to do. She didn't suggest colours. She left it to me, whereas other people would have said, oh, well, maybe a nice magnolia in there. Oh, God, I can't think of anything worse. I bet you've got magnolia, haven't you? Ghastly, or grey. My mate's got grey walls in the bedroom. How depressing is that? Grey. Awful. Awful. Good morning to Francis Parpon on Facebook. Morning to you. Niece and great niece. That's what you are. Yes, niece and great niece. Thank you. No more ice cream, Hayley says. Well, maybe one today, Hayley, before I go home. You never know. I've got to wait. I'll be weighing myself tomorrow morning when I get home. We'll see what damage has been done this week. Good morning, Shania on the Isle of Wight. She's been very, very busy on the Isle of Wight with her carnival. I do read people's posts. I know I don't always... You know, I haven't really got time to refer to everyone's post while we're doing the show. But I saw you was up till 2:30 one morning typing up a summary or something, weren't you? Hey, gosh. Mornings. There's my sister Sharon. The film is called Extinction. That's the film on Netflix I watched last night, and it's good. As you get halfway through it, you think, oh, that's how you think. All right. Good morning to Roy at Brownlow. Wish you start at 10. I like to lie in. Well, you can always watch the playback later, Roy. Hey, you never miss anything. It always stays up there as a recording afterwards. Okay. My sister, get rid of the beard. No. In fact, I'm going to come over and see you later, sis, possibly. Or you'll come here, one of the two. I'm going to scratch this all over your face today. Diane, the film on Netflix is called Extinction. She's watched it. Well, it was really good. Thank you. Extinction, not extermination. Extinction, that's it. I remember now. How did you drop the £1 coin, Chris? Are you losing your touch? Yes. We mustn't drop money. And Kevin Webster likes the blue, not the green. Thank you, Kevin. All right. Okay. The House of Fraser. Yeah, I was watching this on the BBC this morning before I came in for a chat with you on BBC Business. And I find this incredibly sad. Now, I wasn't a House of Fraser customer, really. It's a department store, large department store. But it's always been there. You know, I don't remember when House of Fraser hasn't been there. And this is just another one. And I find it incredibly sad. Department store chain House of Fraser is to appoint administrators after giving up the fight to save the business. In a statement, it said that talks with investors and creditors had not concluded in a solvent solution. House of Fraser employs 17,500 people. Its fate was sealed earlier this month when Chinese firm C Banner pulled out of a rescue deal that would have brought much needed investment. House of Fraser said administrators had confirmed the business would continue trading, including all the stores and offices, while they attempted to complete a sale. All 59 shops are set to open have opened this morning, including 31 that have already been earmarked for closure as part of a restructuring agreement. The firm said significant progress had been made towards completing a sale of the group's businesses and assets. So I find that incredibly sad. You know, but this is all down to online shopping. I do it. I go onto Amazon and I click. One click, and the next day or a couple of days later, a big box arrives. It's like having Christmas. I wonder if it's anything to do with this. Because when a box arrives at your house, it's like Christmas, isn't it? Do you remember, not even that long ago, 10 years ago, how many parcels did you get sent to your house? Say 10 years ago. In a year. 3? 4? Maybe not as many as that. Now with Amazon, I get a parcel every couple of weeks. Every couple of weeks, another little box arrives. Yes, I know what's in it, but it doesn't matter. So, oh, how exciting, another box has arrived. I think there's something like that to do with it as well. I don't think it's just the money-saving aspects. And you don't always save money, let me tell you that. I've seen stuff on Amazon that's more expensive than going down to somewhere else. But it's so easy. And I've bought big things. I bought a telly from AO.com. Why? Well, it was cheaper than everywhere else. By quite a lot. Telly arrives in a box. Wow. On the other side, it is quite nice to wander aimlessly around a department store. I like John Lewis. But they're all empty. You go into Phoenix. We've got a Phoenix in Bracknell. Okay? And you can walk around there, all the designer clothes, the menswear's at the back, you got all the bags at the front, the jewellery's there, the perfume counter, you get all those lovely smells through. Then upstairs they got a homeware department, and you can walk around. There's no like pushing past people. They're relatively empty. Do you think that one day there will be no shops. There'd be like one eventually. I suppose what I can see happening is eventually you'd have a few online retailers, Amazon, I don't know where else actually. Argos, they're online, aren't they? Places like that. Eventually one will buy out the other. And I reckon there'll be one place to buy everything from. That's how it'll be. And I think it's incredibly sad. To wander around a department store is fantastic. And you buy stuff in there that you didn't think you wanted, perhaps. Wandering around, let's go right at the other end of the scale. Harrods or Selfridges. I go wandering around in there. And we went past this crockery, Royal Dalton and that sort of stuff. And I saw the most incredible sets of plates and cups and saucers, all beautifully decorated. For the set, I think it was £100 for the whole set. And I nearly bought them. I nearly bought them while I was there, just because I happened to see them. I don't think you'd get that so much online. And you can sit there, have a cup of tea, enjoy the atmosphere, but it's all disappearing. And I think it's incredibly sad to lose House of Fraser. It looks like Homebase, they're in trouble as well. That's where I get most of the stuff when I do stuff to one of the flats or something like that. Homebase, they've got a wonderful garden section, all like that. Very, very sad indeed. Kevin says he likes Top Man and Zara, wandering in and out of there, looking up and feeling things. It's nice to feel things, isn't it? But I cannot lie. I buy most of my stuff on Amazon. It's not good, is it really? It's not good. But, maybe I wanted to buy something today. I just sit at the computer there. If I know what I want, click, and it'll come. Haven't got to leave the house. I haven't got to spend half an hour driving to the shop, finding somewhere to park. And that's another thing. Parking, I think, puts people off. Bloody car parks are incredibly greedy, aren't they, some of them? Especially if you park in London, somewhere like that. An NCP car park. How much money do they make? Parking somewhere, going into the shop. Is the car park going to run out soon? And you're looking at your watch, rushing around, get in the car, join the traffic. Or I can go click. And someone else will do the driving for me and bring it to me. Wonder which one will be next. What have we lost now? About to lose House of Fraser. Homebase, I think, something's going to happen to Homebase. Woolworths was the first one, wasn't it? Woolworths. Comet. Mothercare. So many. Sharon says, Chris and cook are two words that do not go together. What do you mean? I'm very good at cooking, sis. I'll have to do you one of my meals now. You can have a campfire stew. You enjoyed that, didn't you? Morning to Russ Philip Vernon joining us today. Welcome along to you as well, sir. I wonder where Claire is this morning. Claire's not with us this morning, is she? She must be up busy doing something. Well, there we go. Now, do you like McDonald's? Good news for one McDonald's customer. In this morning's Super Soaraway Sun, McDonald's is set to launch a 24-carat McGold card that gives one lucky customer 3 meals for life. The winner will have the option of choosing a cash alternative worth around £780 to spend at the chain. Oh no, you want the gold ticket. You wouldn't want that. Get the gold ticket. McDonald's said the card will not look like any ordinary credit or debit card. Instead, the winner will receive a bespoke phone case which will be engraved with their name. This will ensure only they are able to use the exclusive gold card. But there's a slight catch. for the mega fast food fans out there. The winner will only be able to have 2 meals a week at the restaurant, worth up to £5.40 each. The card will last, however, for 50 years. Now, that's not bad, is it? McDonald said the winner has the option of choosing the cash alternative and it will not affect the meals they are entitled to. I don't know how that works. Well, it must do, mustn't it? So you either have the cash or the free meals, surely, doesn't it? I can't work that out. McDonald said, listen to that again. McDonald said the winner has the option to choosing the cash alternative and it will not affect the meals they are entitled to. Well, you either have the card or the meals, or the card with the meals or the cash. Oh, I don't get that. Hopefuls will need to place an order on the McDonald's app from the 10th of August and before August the 24th at 11:59 p.m. Those who are very keen on landing the card will be able to place an order or send one email per day to increase their chances. So there you are. There you are, my darlings. Those of you that live on McDonald's, and I know there's a few of you out there, you could be getting the gold card, you lucky old things. There you are, you see. Paul says I went into Birmingham last week and it was £4.60 to park for 2 hours. I mean, I'm sure that's putting people off as well. It took me an hour to park. If I go on the train, that's £8, where I can get same-day delivery on Amazon if I order it by 10 a.m. And they deliver on Sundays, don't they, Paul, Amazon? I've had stuff turn up on a Sunday morning. 8 o'clock in the morning. They're ringing the bell. They've got it sussed, mate. Amazon. It's free delivery as well. I don't have Amazon Prime, so it's not always free delivery. I'll be honest. Last year, I was probably ordering a load of stuff last year, like every other week or every week even. There would be a box arriving. Not so much this year. I don't know if it would be worth it or not. Vectis says he prefers Burger King. Kevin Webster says I like Burger King better as well. Well, there's no gold card for Burger King, I'm afraid, Vectis, so you'll have to carry on buying your meals. Sorry about that. Oh, boy. Oh, got hiccups. Morning to Angela Walters this morning. Good morning, Angela. Paul says Sunday delivery as well. Yeah. Now, we were talking about the wasps earlier, and there's a hell of a lot of wasps around at the moment, certainly here in Woodhall Spa. I don't know what it's like in Bracknell. I'll discover that tomorrow. But what about the flies? Over the last few weeks, I've been telling you about the constant invasion of my house whenever I leave windows open of big, fat, black flies that buzz around them. Great big, fat, black thing. And they're fast. They're fast. Well, what about this? In this morning's Daily Mirror, family plagued by 200 flies which invade their home every day and are landing on their face. No, aren't they disgusting flies things? The couple moved into their dream home in Bilton near Hull, but the plague of flies has caused depression and health problems. A terrorised couple have to spend £50 a month trying to deal with a house which is infested with hundreds of flies. The pair moved into the home near Hull with their children in hope of a better life. But the plague has left them depressed and ruining the dream of the hope they wished for. More than 200 flies swarm their kitchen every day, and some of the insects land on their faces at night, making it difficult to eat and sleep, reports the Hull Daily Mail. Their house, along with others on the street, is close to a farm which the couple blame for the swarms of flies. The farm says it's never had a complaint about the flies and does everything in its power to limit the amount on the farm. But the couple believe livestock and manure are bringing the flies into their house. Oh, they're horrible things. I wonder if they're hanging up those things. You know, I've got one in the living room here, and I take great delight in noticing when someone walks into it. We've even been told by one neighbour that they've had the problem with flies for 20 years, and there must be over 100 people that live down here and are struggling. The couple said they had health issues arriving from the number of flies in the house. Children have diarrhea from the flies. Well, they should stop eating them then. Why? Come on, kids. Don't eat the flies. Naughty. Are they that hungry? Children have diarrhea from the flies and they're always landing on the food. I daren't even buy fresh food anymore for fear the flies are getting into it. I mean, can you just imagine that? This must be the only street that prays for winter. It was 52 degrees in the house the other day as we couldn't open any of the windows or doors for fears of more flies getting in. We started to decorate when we moved in, but we had to stop as the walls kept constantly getting covered in dead flies and were just covered in blood from where we'd splattered the flies. Well, I think these people should report it to the animal rights people. You can't go around killing flies just because you don't like them. That's awful. Awful. Poor flies. They have a right to live as well. They're one of God's little creatures. The fly problem is affecting the health of the family and is very traumatic for them. Oh, can you just imagine? I mean, I thought I had a problem with those blooming great big black flies coming into my house. Oh, that must be awful. Terrorising the place. Flies everywhere. Adam the plumber, good morning. The old me probably would have won the gold card with the amount I used to eat. Don't you worry about eating, Adam, when you're here. You will be having lunch with Slimming World Chris Reardon lunches. Yes, I shall be doing you chips and campfire stew if you like spicy food. I don't know if you like spicy food or not. I will be doing your lunch while you're doing your little jobs for me. As long as that's okay with you, dear. Are you coming over Sunday or is it Sunday you're coming? I think you're coming over Sunday, aren't you? Are you coming Sunday? I think you were coming over Sunday, yes. Good morning to Danny Bentley. Morning, Danny. Are you guys? Are you guys, brother? I think you're Guy's brother, aren't you? Guy is in East Nor Castle in Ledbury, working at the Lakefest Music Festival. Oh, that sounds fantastic. What sort of artists have you got on there? Is it all sorts of music, or is it a rock weekend or a soul weekend? Do you know, for 20 years I've been promising myself to go on one of those fantastic soul weekenders they do at Pontins. I've got to do that soon. Because a lot of these artists are getting a little bit, old. So you've got to go and see them before, dare I say it, that's why I keep going to see Barry. I worry, dear. He's 70 odd. Mind you, it's not. Is 70 old now? See, I class 80 as old now. I class 80. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Danny's what's his name's brother? Yeah, Guy's brother. Can I just say, your brother is ace. I don't think I've ever worked with very few people that I get on as well with as I get on with Guy. And indeed all the staff at Central Station, actually. We all respect each other, There's none of this them and us. We're all in it together. It works wonderfully well at Central Station, the kind of staff setup that they've got there. I am a soul man, Vectis, that's right. Soul man, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm not paying enough soul on my music and chat show on Monday morning, though. I've got to play more than that. It's at 10 o'clock Monday morning, reachonair.com. All right, Adam's coming Sunday. Excellent. Kevin, did you hear Cher doing yes, Cher's doing an ABBA CD. Well, I mean, I saw Mamma Mia 2 a couple of weeks ago. It's all right. The film's all right. I recommend you go and see it. Out of 10, I can only give it 3 out of 10, but that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it, because I damn well did. The singing's pretty poor. The acting's not all that, and the storyline is pants. But it's an enjoyable film, so it doesn't matter. And they'll make a lot of money from that. Not that bothers me or not, whether they make money or not. But it's a feel-good film. I enjoyed it. Cher doing an ABBA CD? Nah, I won't be buying that, mate. She sung ABBA on the Mamma Mia film, and I'm sorry, no. No, it didn't work for me. Vectis, how much does it cost to moor your boat, Chris? I haven't got a boat, I'm afraid. Although I could have. We got moorings up there at the river. Do you mean because of this? This is just 4 minutes walk from me up the road there. I will be doing an opening video, my countdown video, specifically for up here. I've got to, the next time I'm here, I'm going to bring my tripod and go out one day and film little scenes, and then I'll put it all together and do that. I enjoy doing that, actually. It does take some time to put stuff like that together, but it's quite enjoyable to do it. All right. I think... oh, yeah, can I just show you this? My life... You'll be interested in this, Vectis. My life is now complete. I have been retweeted, boys and girls. Retweeted. I have Twitter. Twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK if you want one by Twitter. All right. Twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK is where you'll find my Twitter. I don't go on there too much. Now and again I'll post something. But I've been retweeted. You ready? Any idea who by, Vectis? Check this out. Oh, yes. Tony Blackburn has retweeted me. My life is... I can just go and die now. It's all over. I don't need to live anymore. I've been retweeted by the great Tony Blackburn. He'd made a comment somewhere, you see. Or someone else had made a comment. And I put on that comment about Tony Blackburn. I think there was Tony Blackburn, Dave Lee Travis and people like that, you know, old school DJs. And that's the comment I put. Look, proper DJs who entertain us, not tell us a station name twice usually. Time coming up next is, and then list the next 5 records. They're just boring. Most of these disc jockeys on independent local radio stations are now boring. Not you, Vectis. We want to hear a story. Or I want to hear I want to hear a story. I want to be made to laugh in between listening to the records. The new DJs don't do that. And they're so fake, it's unbelievable. Because they've all been to radio school. They've all learnt at the radio. So any personality that distinguishes one... Now, if you put me and Vectis on the radio at the same time, you would know 2 completely different people. One, fantastically good looking and young. One, sad and old. Vectis being the young, good looking one, unfortunately. But there you go, it's one of those things. So there we are. Vectis says, Tony Blackburn, what a legend. That's better than being 90'd. What? Receiving a retweet from Tony. I think you're absolutely right, Vectis. So that was my good news there. Now, something that my nephew sent this morning. I'm always one. Thank you, Danny. It's a family festival. Headliners, The Darkness. Oh, yes. Mark Armand. Excellent. The Proclaimers, Top Loader. And Reverend and the Makers. Who's Reverend and the Makers, Danny? Who the hell are they? I don't know them. Reverend and the Makers? I don't know that one. But I know all the others. The Darkness, I believe in a thing called love. Fantastic. You'll have a good time there. Is that like really poor, piss poor pay doing that? Is it? Probably very poor pay. But you get to see the shows, you know, so that's what it's all about. You probably love doing it. Let me tell you, Danny, something I learnt very early on. Don't do stuff for money. You know, I mean, we've all got to live. We've got to earn so much. But if you're happy to do something for much less money and you would enjoy doing it, take that. That's the advice I've learnt over the years. All right. Vectis says, no one can accuse me of being fake. I hope not, dear. I hope not. You get it all here, dear. Warts and all. You know that. I tell you how it is. Now, I did think several times about showing you this, but I thought, no. We're here to have a laugh. We're here to have a laugh. So my nephew sent me this delightful picture today of him trying to help someone across the road. But unfortunately, it didn't work for him. And I don't know why. Let me show you the picture. There you go. He was trying to help someone across the road there, and it was just like talking to a brick wall. Or a post box. Funny that, isn't it? Don't understand why that is. 20 minutes he was trying to talk to that. Nothing. I think rude is the word there. You know, if you're going to be helped across the road, then just take it. I'm so naughty this morning. Now, Those of you that are snowflakes and have absolutely no sense of humour whatsoever, then I'd like you to fill in this form after watching that article. You need to fill in a snowflake report. Now, I'll leave this up for a little while. You may want to copy that or download that or take a screen grab or whatever you do and then print it out, boys and girls. We cannot be listening to these snowflakes any longer and bowing down to a few people because they are the loudest speakers. You need to take a photograph of that and hand it out to anyone. All right? The snowflake report, including your date of meltdown, the time, what caused the meltdown. Was it because someone posted it online? Or was it an offensive picture on the internet? Was a tissue needed for tears? Please tick yes or no. Do you require man ponds? Please click yes or no. Was your safe space available? Oh, we're in our safe space. We're all safe here. Ah! Not if a nuclear bomb gets sent over, you're not. Fancy being another gender for a change? Click yes or no, please. Will you be able to move past the offence and the meltdown that has just happened? Yes, no, or not sure. And the reason for filing the report. Was it because you're an idiot, a crybaby, thin-skinned, a little bitch, I want your mummy? Did you feel picked on? Do you feel like you're better than everyone else? I think there's a few people that would tick that one. Are you a prude? Is it because it wasn't your joke, therefore you didn't feel you should laugh at it? Did no one like your selfies today? Is life just not fair, or was it other? Please explain below. So there is your snowflake report, boys and girls, to print off. Please hand that out to anyone that you might offend in the next few days. And report back to me. Can you fill it in twice? When you've got it back, could you then copy it and then fill it and then post that back to me, please? Either send me a screen grab and I can read out and go through them and see if I can give my slightly older advice to the poor snowflakes out there that are permanently offended by everything and everyone and life in general. Thank you. Paul says apparently House of Fraser has been bought by Sports Direct. Oh, God's sake. Has it really? Where did you get that from? Are you lying? Are you lying with that? I shall now check. Oh, I've got all the facilities here, dear. It's like a newsroom here, but without all the people typing away in the background. Do you think they're actually doing anything? Nope, nothing on the BBC News website about that. I think you're lying. Where have you seen that? Come on, chop chop. Adam the plumber really enjoys doing plumbing. Oh, do you really? No, I didn't know that, Ads. Oh, I'm glad. There's a lot to be said for someone who enjoys doing the job. Sky News, okay. Sky News, House of Fraser. Is it SER or ZER? I can't remember now. Let's try S. Oh. Okay. Thank you, Paul. On Sky News website, it says a takeover of the department store chain by Mr. Ashley of Sports Direct could come as soon as Friday. Really? A deal that would make him the most important figure on the British high street. Well, that's interesting. So is there still chance then? Is there still a chance there? Because, by the way, the BBC were reporting it earlier today. I thought, I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought they'd gone and that was it. Very sad. Good morning, Gary Butler. Morning, Gary. Nephew Gary is in the house. Right. Danny's the name of that band. Now, what was the name of the band there? Let's have a look there. Reverend and the Makers are a rock band from Sheffield. Okay, well, I hadn't heard from those, Danny. Anyway, I hope you're well. Come down to the pub again soon and I'll get you to sing some songs, all right? Ray Reynolds, Tom Edwards and Tony Blackburn were the same era on the Pirates. Ah, right. Yeah, I didn't know that. Thank you very much. All righty, boys and girls. We're going to wrap up there. I've got to go up to Boston, actually. Number one, there's cheap petrol. But number two, I want to put some stuff in I've got nothing in my freezer here, so I want to get some stuff from the freezer from, I think I'll be going to Asda in Boston to get some bits and pieces for my freezer. I haven't got much in the freezer here at all. So I'm doing that after I finish a show today. Hoping to have time to pop down to my sisters, I don't know. Or my nephews, one of the two. Or both. I'll let you know, sis, if I'm coming down, all right? All right, birthday time, gang. Here we go. Paul Brown. Happy birthday to the delightful Paul Brown. Looking very sexy in those glasses, I must say, Paul. Happy birthday to you, sir. I hope you're well. Stafford Blake also is 40 years old. Happy birthday, Stafford. I'm sorry it didn't work out down the pyrotechnics thing, but that was messy down there. The whole setup was a bit messy, so that's why that didn't happen. Colin Thompson. 59 years old today, you old bastard. Colin is one of the managers I worked with, in several venues, and is probably one of the nicest people you could meet. Colin Thompson. The last time I knew you were up in Scotland, if you've got this far watching this load of rubbish, a big happy birthday to you, Colin. I must come and see you somewhere. Colin I did speak to him on the phone a couple of years ago, and he was running like a gastropub. And he said, some people are so difficult to please. He said, and I do seem to upset people up unnecessarily. I said, why is that? He said, I was serving someone a fish and chips and they called me over. And the husband said to me that the fish was so bad he wouldn't even give it to his dog. Unfortunately, Colin then said to him, well, your wife seems to have enjoyed it. And walked off. I love it. Happy birthday, Colin. I do miss you. I haven't seen you for 15, 20 years now. And I really liked working with you in Black Cap and also Penny Farthing in Hammersmith, wasn't it? Wonderful man you are. Happy birthday to Walton Goggins, 40 years old today. Walton, happy birthday. Nathan Chatterton is 30 years old today. Good morning, Nathan. Happy birthday to you. Brad James, the sunglasses are all on everyone today. Happy birthday, Brad. And Graham Barnett is today 39 years old. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Stafford, Paul, Colin, Walton, Nathan, Brad and Graham. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your birthdays, boys and girls. All right, whatever you're doing today. It is wonderful. As you get older, let me just see if I've got my karaoke poster here. I haven't got it on here, I don't think. Oh, that's annoying. Never mind, I haven't got my karaoke poster, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. It is wonderful. I think I've been doing people's birthdays now for about 4 or 5 years. I've been reading people's... Of course, when they come round again, you see. And you see the little faces pop up of people that you've worked with or worked for or just been customers or friends of yours that you've lost contact, and then you get to see them again, and it is wonderful. That's one of the good things of Facebook. There's a lot of crap on Facebook. I mean, let's be honest, we don't want to, I'm sorry, but we don't want to read about people that are having relationship difficulties. No, I mean, honestly, you don't attract anyone doing that. I know some of you may see it as like a mouth off type thing to do it, but when you start reading, oh, I had a really bad night, my ex, and then that's it, you've clicked off straight away. Haven't gone any further with the story, really. Really haven't. I mean, sad stories just don't do it for me at all. They really don't. But seeing people over the years that I've known and then come up on here, it's just absolutely wonderful. It really is. Anyway, that's it for the show today. Kelly Kim says I look tanned. No, I am tanned. I am. Look, and it's not fake. Not fake. Hang on. Look, Kelly Kim, look. Right. Look, still there. Look. Still there. No white mark. Do you like this, Kelly Kim? You like this? Eh? It's not going to get any longer. Don't worry. I want to keep it about this length. We're testing this out for about a month. We're testing. Although it's a bit itchy at the moment. The bloke in the paint shop earlier today, yesterday, he's got this. And I said, how long have you had that for? He said, oh, quite a long time. I said, when does it stop itching? He said, after a couple of weeks, when the insects have all dropped out, probably. Alrighty, tonight it's karaoke. It's Friday night karaoke. I do hope you'll be able to join me, some of you, at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Karaoke starts at 8:30 on a Friday. We're also there Monday from 7:30. From Friday night, it's 8:30 until midnight. Karaoke tonight, Friday night, 8:30 to midnight at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. We've got a lovely lot of people come down there. Maureen's been coming on Fridays as well recently. It's lovely to see Maureen and DJ Chris. Who else will be there? Claire usually comes on a Friday. I don't know where she is this morning. Claire's not here today. And various other people. So come along tonight if you're not doing anything. One more message coming in from Adam, who says, I block all negativity and horrible news stories on Facebook. I've often wanted to start my own Patty book where only happy, should it say happy? Happy? Where only happy stories can be told that you beat me to it with the Chris Reardon United Kingdom Talk television and radio show. Thank you very much. On this television spectacular where we must now go off the air, boys and girls. I've got things to do and pills to take as well. It's 10 o'clock there. I'm now 12 minutes late for my pills. I'm dying, love. Oh, where are my pills? Where are my pills? Have a nice Friday, and we'll be back in Bracknell tomorrow for another show. Thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.